Hello and welcome to Review TV with your host Ben. I'm here outside at Radio Harrow to interview songster and electro DJ Gaz Reynolds. Let's go have a chat.
Meet radio and television personality Gaz Reynolds, the founder of World Domination Records and Great Drive Driving School. Like, comment and subscribe to be part of the journey. This is Gaz Reynolds, the G-Log.
Welcome to another exciting episode of the G-Log. Sometimes these intros are bizarre. Right, so today's video I thought I would make about my 2 television interviews on Big Review TV, because a lot of people have asked me how did I end up getting on so many television and radio shows, and if I'm very honest, a lot of it was being in the right place at the right time, although yes, having my name sort of plastered everywhere does actually help, but it doesn't guarantee that you're going to get on television and radio shows. In fact, I've actually had many television shows and radio shows in the past that were in the pipeline and then they got cancelled for whatever reason. A good example is Ministry of Sound Television a few years back, and there was a television station in Canada that was going to fly me over to Canada called BMP TV, and they were playing my videos quite a lot on their station. They also had their own radio station as well, and they were playing my tracks out on their radio station, and unfortunately, even though they ran for many years, eventually they went out of business. So you know, funding cuts and stuff. I guess a lot more people are going online to watch content. I do. I very rarely switch my TV on now. I usually watch Netflix, or most of the time if I want to watch something I hop onto YouTube, which is what I think 99.9% of the planet does now. Anyway, to cut a long story short, how did I get on these 2 television interviews on Big Review TV? Well, it was just by chance really. I'd just got married, come back from overseas, and literally I'd been back in the country I think for a day or 2, and my phone rang, and I was very busy at the time, so I wasn't actually going to answer the phone. But you know how sometimes you get these niggling feelings where you sort of think, no, this seems to feel like an important call that I must answer. And I did actually answer, and thank God I did, because it was an Australian television network called Big Review TV. Now, Big Review TV is actually, I think, one of the largest television networks in the world that's been floated onto the stock exchange. And the guy that started the network started off just literally himself, and he was going out interviewing people and reviewing local businesses in Australia. Now it's become a global phenomenon. So I've even been invited to Australia and Japan to do interviews, and hopefully at some point in the future I will do them, but I can't at the moment because I'm far too busy. But anyway, yes, so what happened, phone call happened. Hello Gaz, we'd like to come and interview you about your driving school. Well, it was at a time when I was getting a lot of publicity around my driving school, which is very unusual, but I was getting on television shows, radio shows, I was even appearing in magazines. So but when they said Big Review TV, I of course jumped at the chance straight away, because Big Review TV interviews and reviews local businesses. They interview the owner of the business and then broadcast it worldwide, and you get a copy of it to put on your YouTube page or any other social media. So what happened with me, they didn't want to just interview me about my driving school, but they also wanted to do a separate interview just a couple of days later about my my record label. So I was kind of thinking, oh, should we film it at the studio, or could we give it more of a vibrant feel with music? And then I suddenly remembered, oh, I had an interview coming up on a local radio station which I'm interviewed quite frequently on, called Radio Harrow. So I suggested to the network, you know, Big Review TV, that we actually filmed that interview to do with my record label and music career at Radio Harrow. So Big Review TV said yes, that sounds like a great idea, and that's where we filmed it. So here's a little clip from my interview on Big Review TV to do with my record label, and then after that I'll introduce my interview to do with my driving school Great Drive. However, I will say that both of the interviews are provided in the description below, so the links are there, and as you can see there's been hundreds of thousands of views, so it's been a very, very good opportunity, good publicity for myself. And there is actually a third interview coming up shortly to do with promoting the G-Log album and my vlog series, the G-Log. So here it is.
I started my record label up probably about 10 years ago, and the reason why I started it up is because I couldn't get a record deal. It's very difficult to get one. So I wanted an outlet for my own music, because I record my own records. In fact, I've had quite a few out now around the world. So I wanted an outlet to actually get my records out, and fortunately I managed to pitch myself to a distribution company in New York, and they gave me a worldwide distribution deal. So now my records actually come out worldwide. So iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, and all the stores that you can think of, literally around the globe. When I started the record label, I was getting a lot of interest, so I thought, oh, I wonder if I can try other acts as well. So I started signing other acts to the label as well. So a lot of them started getting on TV shows and radio airplay, and then they obviously started having their releases coming out worldwide. So yeah, so it's been quite exciting, and funny enough, today I've got a brand new album out called The Wedding Album.
So there you go, that was a little clip from my interview about my record label music career. Really enjoyed doing that one, but I did also really enjoy doing the second interview. Well, in fact it wasn't the second interview, it was actually the first interview, because they did the driving school one first, and it was quite interesting when the crew came to do the interview to do with my driving school, because they actually closed half of my road down as well. So there were a lot of neighbours and people who were passers-by that were all watching, but they couldn't get through a barricade because the road was barricaded off. Anyway, here's that second interview to do with my driving school Great Drive.
Hello and welcome to Big Review TV with your host Ben. I'm here inside Great Drive Cars with my man Gaz Reynolds. We're going for driver lessons. I'd be wary if I were you. Get out of the way, people. Coming through.
Well, Great Drive is a driving school that I started up around about 6 years ago. It's been featured on Nick Ferrari's breakfast show on LBC. He actually hired me for an hour show to talk about road safety. And as you can see on the car, there's a lot of logos on there of other shows that I've been on since then, such as Radio Harrow, which is our local radio station. So I go in and talk road safety and talk about the driving school and some of the celebrities that I've taught as well. So as I said, they were the two interviews that I did on Big Review TV. Literally, I just got a phone call out of the blue, wasn't expecting it. I actually thought it was a hoax to start off with. I thought it was somebody winding me up, so I actually asked them to email me a contract. When I saw the contract and then went and checked out the company, then I realised it actually was a factual interviews, so there were real interviews. So anyway, as I said, there is a third one coming up very, very soon. I'll be keeping you posted on that once I know further details. So today's positive shout out goes to Shamali Pitana. So Shamali, you've had your shout out today. If any of my viewers would like a positive shout out, then please leave comments down below, or you can send me an email. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's video, and if you have, please leave comments down below. I'll sign off for now, so don't forget the G-Log album's on its way, and I do now have a Patreon page. Also, if you've got your own YouTube channel and you're looking for extra promotion on your videos, I do work in affiliation with PROMOLTA, and they have given me a discount code down below, so there is a link for a discount code which will get you 1,000 free views as a promotion if you run a promotion with PROMOLTA. They are genuine views, by the way, so that what they do is the company actually advertise your video on social media platforms around the world, so they're real views, they're not bought views. That's it from me today, so thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you soon.
Hi mortals, I'm Jesus. You can now purchase Gaz Reynolds Presents The G-Log, Album Volume 1 from Apple Music, Spotify, and all major outlets around the world. Includes the massive hits Electronic Kama Sutra, I Only Hear You, and Dark Lady. This is one heavenly experience you won't forget. By the way, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification button so that you can watch every episode of the G-Log religiously.
Out now, Gaz Reynolds' new album, The Wedding Album, as featured on Big Review TV and Radio Harrow. Available at iTunes and all major outlets worldwide.